Welcome to the Holy Yogi, where we help you find the guru inside of you. Hello, beautiful. Hello, handsome. How you doing today? And if no one has told you today that they love you, let me be the first. I love you. Because love what makes the world go round and round and round. And love truly is the greatest medicine of them all. And simply put, love always what, ladies and gentlemen? Love always wins. So what better way to start you out on a winning day than with spreading love, being love, and doing loving things. So this is what I need you to do lovingly. I need you to like, I need you to comment, I need you to subscribe, and ding, 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 hit that notification button so you can get the up-to-date information that I know you need to hear in order to self-actualize yourself to your phenomenal God, Goddess nature that you were born to be. And that's what we're going to be discussing today. Today, we're sending out a lot of love, a lot of healing. It's a beautiful Sunday. It is the day after Passover. And unfortunately, in San Diego, California, at a Jewish synagogue, there was a terrible shooting, a hate crime, in regards to a young man, only 19 years of age, who expounded so much hate. And hate crimes have increased, they said, somewhat up to 35 to 40% since Donald Trump has been in office. I mentioned that because I truly am trying to fully get people to understand is that words are things, thoughts are things that manifest into positive or negative out into the world, which you're expounding on and what you are doing. They say life and death is in the power of the tongue. That is a famous proverb, and that is true. And when someone expounds on hate, they are expounding in death, and that's why death became upon someone within that synagogue. A wonderful woman, unfortunately, was murdered and killed, and several were injured because of the violent act. And I expound on this because, you know, people say this is puff puff, how energy works and things of that nature. But the reality of the situation is there was a gentleman, a Jewish gentleman, who was a part of the anti-death. I have my ducky friends. There they go. Let me just share with you my little ducky friends. Oh, yes, they're communing with me in nature, and they are enjoying themselves. And every yogi needs to have a congregation, and they are my good congregation and friends today. So with that in mind, what I wanted to share with you was that they did a statistical study that after and Donald Trump had a fundraiser or a campaign rally that same night and day. And they said that each time he has a type of campaign rally in whatever area that he is in, that crime increases like 20 or 30%. Saw a beautiful butterfly just fly by. You know, butterflies transformation. That's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be transforming these type of experiencing. But change, drastic change, requires everybody's power in order to make this thing happen. But we're talking about it has been statistically proven, and it makes a whole lot of sense. If you have tens of thousands of people in the room, and you're expounding on lock her up, or you're expounding on hate and evil words of saying that, you know, people whom are white nationalists are good people too. You know, you are truly perpetuating and representing the the Robert E. Lee, who was the general that were trying to enslave a people, African American people, to sit there and do their bidding and treating them like cattle and like animalistic nature, killing them, committing such hateful, barbaric, evil acts upon a people for centuries, not years, centuries. We're talking about 400 plus years, and perpetuate that as being good and being a good representation of history. The slain history of this Americas that was formulated. I bring all of that up, ladies and gentlemen, because sometimes, they always say you don't mix religion with politics or spirituality. Let me tell you right now, you can't have spirituality. You cannot have religion. You cannot have any type of acts of any kind that are in existence without spirituality and religion. That's the oxymoron. There's no way in God's earth, as we say, in the name of God, as we say, even in the Constitution, they mention God, even in that act, but then they say separation of church and state. That is an illusion. There is no separation. Everything is all-inclusive for the betterment of the whole. And God is at the spoke, at the center of the wheel of everything in every aspect. And that's why it's important that yogis get involved and practice what they're preaching. Matter of fact, it's really interesting that the Pope had donated hundreds of thousands of dollars or millions of dollars. I read an article yesterday, the Pope, who is the Catholic, head of state, had to immigrants of, I think it was Mexico, because he saw what was going on as far as the xenophobia that we are experiencing in America as far as Muslims is concerned. It is a cry. That young man is a cry for help and healing. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, remember this always. When other people hurt other individuals, it's only because they are hurting themselves. I know we want to chastise him and make him the center of attention, and we want to provoke the same type of hate and animosity and evil, an eye for an eye, or tooth for a tooth, or fighting fire with fire. Ladies and gentlemen, we're all going to get burned. And this is what we need to do. When you see fire, what do you normally do? You put it out with what? Water. What is water? Water is a form of baptism. Water is a form of healing. Water is a form of calming, because once you put that water over top of that fire, steam comes down, it calms it, and it gets rid of the fire. And that's what we are here to do. We're here to expound on water, and that water is love. That is what we're going to do, and that's what we need to do. As we are being bombarded by the hate, we have to transition that. We have to transform that and give it tons and tons and tons of love. Yes, we have to do that to the white nationalists, because they're crying out. Let me tell you right now, they're crying out for so much love, because that is the illusion that they're in fear of someone taking away their power. And that power is an illusion, because a true powerful person, truly powerful person, knows who and what they are, that they're in abundance universe, that in that universe, that it is the glory of sharing, that no one is lack, there's no limitation, there is no taking away, or there is no hurting that is coming their way. If we fully understand that we come with love, and that there's enough to go around and to share an abundance of property, of houses, and of music, and of time, and of energy, and of love, for everyone to live a sustainable, happy, healthy lifestyle. And that's what we're really talking about. So the best way that we can counteract all of that negativity that we are experiencing, keep in mind that this whole thing that happened, and we're focusing on the Jewish religion and people, but like the Jewish gentleman has stated, that's assault on all of us. that is affecting what has happened to African American traditional churches that of 100 years that have been burned down in regards to a hate crime. You know, African Americans that have been slaughtered and killed via police brutality, and even within their own community on black crime, that we're killing each other via Nipsey. You see, ladies and gentlemen, there is no separation until we can't say compartmentalize it, that this is only going on for the Jewish community, this is only going on for the black community, this is only going on for in the police community, this is only going and happening via the white nationalists, etc. It is all of us playing a role and living in fear and hate that's contributing to it to live and to thrive and causing people to die. So I want everybody to fully understand the only way we can counteract the hate is with the love. So we're going to lovingly, this is how you do, and this is how you are very proactive. We are going to lovingly get as many people registered, and we are going to lovingly vote this hate warmonger out of office. And we're going to love him. We're going to call it like it is. We're going to call him who and what he is, and we're going to lovingly tell him no more. It is time for you to pay the consequences for your misdeeds. It's called karma, you know, and everybody gets a turn. And so now it is his turn. So ladies and gentlemen, okay, you know, I see so many people that are supporters of Trump, and they make excuses. Well, the economy is great, at the expense of several people dying, at the expense of racism, sexism, classism, ageism, proliferating and causing so many people pain, and more importantly, causing so many lives to be taken away. Is that really what we do to be a representative of it? And it is on. Whoever voted for Trump and all these experiences and all these deaths that are happening, yes, it transitions. It is on your time, and it's affecting your karma. All the individuals out there that voted for Trump and that gave him the license to kill with his words and with his deeds. You know, in the Constitution, which I studied on my way to making an attempt to become a lawyer, you know, they said that, you know, the freedom of speech, but they also said that in a building, if someone shouts fire and everybody panics and runs and people are killed because of that, and in theater it happened and it causes death, then that freedom of speech has been compromised, and it has its limitations. And if you use it for ill will, then you should be held to pay the consequences of that. Don't abuse. And if you abuse the power that the universe has given you, like I said, life and death is in the power of the tongue. You will have to pay consequences for those actions. So all those people that gave Trump the power, you're accomplice to the crimes that have manifested over the years. We're talking about Charlottesville. We're talking about Trayvon Martin. We're talking about what happened in Ferguson. We're talking about what happened in Tampa, what happened in Orlando, Florida. We're talking about all the misdeeds of voter registration, fraud, and the like. We're talking about what's going on in Russia. We all played a part, and we created Donald Trump. So now you have an opportunity to resurrect yourself. You have an opportunity to be born again. And so what we need to do is we need to, don't boo, vote. We need to get out there, and we need to become more involved in the political process. In 2020, we have the opportunity for the people to get back to the basics of the good moralistic nation, of moralistic aspects of truth, justice, righteousness, order, balance, reciprocity, harmony, love, compassion, caring, and giving, and equality, and justice, and freedom, and liberty, and happiness for all. It's our birthright, ladies and gentlemen. It's each and every one, but no one should have the fear of going into their place of worship and not being able to be who and what God had ordained them to be. We are in the business of honor and respecting each and every soul and human being, because that is a reflection of God. And it is sacrilegious if you do any harm to any individual for any reason. So it is up to us to live up to a more higher standard that we've been endowed. It is time to take back our nation and to live a righteous order that God had ordained it to be. So let us say a prayer for African Americans. Let us say a prayer for Mexican Americans, or even for all the immigrants that come here to these shores with the promise of the opportunity to be free of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Let's turn this ship around, because we have the power to do that. And let's take back our power. And let's live in light and love. And let us say bye-bye to the fear. Let us pay homage to the Muslims. Let us pay homage to gays and lesbian, the LGBTQ community. I'm going to get it right. It's gotten longer as the years progress. But everyone, no matter how you feel, everyone should be honored and respected for who and what they are. That's why I got on my little witch's hat today, because I am brewing a wonderful tea of love, of compassion, and I'm making a magic potion of putting it out into the world and getting people registered, getting people to vote, and getting people to go out there and do the right thing in 2020. You've gotten more than enough examples of the hate. You've gotten more, and if you keep that gentleman, yes, I'm going to call him a gentleman because I see him as he truly is, and I'm going to call him God. It's cleverly disguised as Donald Trump. And I'm going to, and you are going to help him and teach him a wonderful lesson via the example that the power that you've been given now needs to be taken away from you, because you have abused that power via lying, cheating, and stealing. Just the basics that we learn as little children. I mean, importantly, just the basics of what we know. Everybody's got a conscience, and we know when we're doing the wrong thing, and we know when we need to do the right thing. And it's time for us to be grown adults and do the right thing, and not let money, power, and fame, my ducky friends are saying bye-bye, be our demise. So with that in mind, because love what? Always wins. I want each and every one of you to be proactive now, today, and I want you to show your love by voting, by getting involved in your district and in your area, and by calling your congressman and congresswoman, doing everything within your power to change the trajectory and getting back to the basics of what we experienced under Barack Hussein Obama. Let's get back to the love, ladies and gentlemen. We see what it's all about. We see what is happening and how it proliferates, and we're going to win this time. So let's say our wonderful, beautiful meditation and prayer for the people of the synagogue that have passed on in San Diego, California. Dear Heavenly Spirit, divine, gracious Mother, Father, God, we send out love and light and healing to the family and friends and loved ones of the Jewish community today as they grapple with the hate that comes upon them. But we know that they're in a place of light and love, and as they are praying for their salvation of their people, they're praying for the salvation of that young man. We're praying for healing. We're praying for light. We're praying that he will be transformed and that he will be put back into his original true nature of being a loving, compassionate human being. And as we say that for the Jewish community, we say this also for the African American community. With the experience of police brutality, we experience that and we want that to be healed. The black on black crime that's going on in the African American community, for the lack of love for oneself, we ask for that to be healed. We ask that the Muslim community, that they are being healed, that they are being loved and revered for who and what they are, and that the hate crimes are minimized. That we are saying this also for the LGBTQ community, that all the hate crimes and the love and the poor little soul, a young little boy, because he was gay, was bullied to the point that he committed suicide. Oh God, we are sending so much light and love to each and every individual. This is what this is all about. We want you, no matter who and what you are, no matter if you're black or white, if you're straight or gay, if you're good or if you're bad, know that the universe loves you, supports you. You know why? Because you rose today. No matter what you've done, good or bad, you've got fresh air, you've got sunshine like I do. You've got a beautiful day, and you've got a new opportunity to do it God's way. So honor yourself, love yourself, enjoy yourself, stay in the light. Stay in the light, stay in the light, stay in the love, and you will be healed and you will be transformed. Let's heal, people. Let's heal, because love always, always wins. Love wants the civil rights laws. Love revealed to us equal opportunity as far as employment. Love gave us equal voting rights. Love gave us affirmative action. Love gave us the freedom for women to be able to choose what they have done with their bodies. Love gave us fresh air, fresh water, and wonderful food to eat. Even when there was Hiroshima and Nagasaki atomic bombs going off, we healed from that too. We've had a lot of catastrophes. We healed and we're healing from those things now. So we know that we can come, and we know that we can resurrect ourselves, because we have so many beautiful examples of us being able to do that. And so now we get another opportunity to do it again. 2020. Peace, love, joy, and happiness. Thank you, universe. Peace, Hetapu, Namaste. Have a fantastic day. Comment on how you're going to change the directory in 2020 and make this world the best place that God had ordained it to be. Peace.